Tom, what's up? Dak for Jimmy G plus the first using hashtag trade.
Okay, so I don't hate it as much as you guys think I'm going to.
I would do it.
I would not do it if I were the Cowboys and I plan on paying Dak because you're worse at quarterback. And I don't want to get worse at quarterback. That's not something I'm interested in.
Sure.
However, if you're not going to pay Dak, you should try to maximize his value in a trade. I think this is fairly decent value for Dak. You have a quarterback who could maybe be your franchise guy. Maybe he's not. A first-round pick, it's going to be a late first-round pick, but there's some value there too. So
True.
I don't do it, but I think it's enough that you would at least have to consider it if you're not going to pay Dak.
So on this episode, what I want everyone to do, when a trade gets put up, give us a Y for yes if you would do it, or type N for no if you wouldn't do it. Oh, boy. You ready to get Tom upset? DJ. All right, so I'm guessing Daniel Jones?
DJ Jones, defensive lineman for
Lord. And a third for Michael Gallup. I know, I'm losing my mind.
Do you want my firstborn too? This is a terrible trade for the Cowboys. Why are you giving a backup defense lineman who's maybe borderline starting caliber does not fit a need for the Cowboys?
On the
he's
way.
Not as good as there is no firstborn.
You just said he. I don't know.
Timothy Rex Downey is not coming down the pipeline anytime soon. DJ Jones and a third, horrible trade offer for the Cowboys.
Pipeline.
Cowboys hang up the phone and then block the number.
Okay. Next trade coming in from Sports Fan All Day. DJ Moore to the Redskins for a 2021 second-round pick. I like this.
I like it. I don't think it's DJ Moore, though.
I think it's Curtis Samuel.
How about Curtis Samuel for a third? Does that work for it? Because I think Carolina wants to keep DJ Moore.
It's also Ron Rivera connection, so it makes sense.
I think a Panthers trade of a receiver makes some sense for Washington. I just don't think it's DJ.
Who's the better receiver, DJ Moore or Curtis Samuel?
DJ Moore by far.
Okay, hey,
that's why I don't think the Panthers trade him.
Yeah. We're good. Oh my God, no way, bro. Let's go subscribe to youtube.com/Bears now. Bears trade Tariq Cohen, Null, and a
Ryan Null.
2021 first-round pick to the Jets for Le'Veon Bell.
We all looked over at Bears Now host Harrison Graham, and he just goes, yeah, come on over, Harrison. Come on over.
Hurry
up.
Have
some fun here.
So, Tariq Cohen, Null, and a 20.
Hell no.
Yeah, awesome trade for the Jets. There isn't a planet that I don't even think the Bears would trade Cohen for Bell straight up with that contract Bell has.
That's the issue.
They're not giving up a first-round pick either. So Bears say absolutely no, my friend. That was, by the way, Harrison Graham, host of our Bears channel. Head over to youtube.com/Bears now. If you have more Bears ideas, he loves a good trade mailbag. So go subscribe and comment.
There we go from Bears to Iron Tiger. Seahawks trade a running back.
I think this would have made a lot more sense if Rashad Penny was fully healthy.
Sure.
Like if Penny was active, I don't think he's going to be good to go for week one. Maybe he ends up surprising me. But with no Penny, that leaves Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde, DJ Dallas, Travis Homer. You could explore a trade of a Dallas or Homer. Probably not Dallas since you just drafted him. But Homer, you're going to get maybe a 7. At that point, I think you would rather try and gamble and get him on the practice squad if you need to. So if Penny comes back healthy, maybe a midseason trade.
Sure.
I don't think one happens, though, right now.
So we want you to name a player who should be traded. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you might get with a YouTube ad break. Scroll on down and let us know. Name a player who should be traded. All right, Tom, any shout-outs here? Troy Daniels just said trade me. Geno Atkins got a vote. Anthony Harris, Taysom Hill, Chris Jones, Jimmy G.
Chris Jones, the punter. Get him out of there. Preach it, my friend.
Zach Martin got a vote. Name a player that you think should be traded.
Not Zach Martin. How dare you?
Yannick Ngakoue, because I'm kind of sick and tired of talking about it. All right, Jeremy, what's up? New picture. Digging it. Saints trade Taysom Hill for a first-rounder for Julian Edelman.
So I just want to make sure you're sending Taysom Hill out for a hypothetical first-rounder and then taking that first-rounder and sending it for Julian Edelman. Right? That's the trade? There's 3-team trade, right? I think all 3 teams say no.
For a first-rounder.
Except for maybe the Patriots. Like, if you're the Saints, you don't trade a first for Edelman. He's old. No one's trading a first for Taysom Hill.
True.
And I think all the teams involved, except maybe the Patriots do it if they want to rebuild. That they get a first for Edelman. That probably makes a lot of sense.
So first for Edelman, I would do.
Yeah, that one. You're right. That one you do. The rest, no. I don't really think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a hard pass for the rest for the other two teams involved there.
All right, if you guys want to get your question on the show, #trade, or you can super chat. Let's go to the Ponzik show. Trade Hill and a second for Geno Atkins.
I respect just throwing in Tristan Hill as just a bonus piece. I think the value for Geno is actually probably about right. I think a second rounder is pretty good there.
Yep.
I think the Cowboys would say no. Atkins is kind of expensive.
Sure.
I mean, I guess what you could do is cut Tyrone Crawford. You could probably go that route. The Bengals don't often make trades, so they might prefer to keep Atkins. I think your value is right. I'm just not sure the timing is right. But that's a pretty intriguing offer that I think would at least make both sides go, you know what, we could maybe do this one.
So continue to use #trade, or you guys can super chat, and we got the next one coming in from whatever's clever. So Dak for Mac and a second. So Dak Prescott, Khalil Mack, and a second-round pick.
That doesn't help the Cowboys, because what are you doing at quarterback now?
Okay.
And then for the Bears, Max contract's a little bit tricky to trade.
Sure.
This might be a both teams saying no, because it's just a little bit more of a loophole that then you want to jump through. It'd also be pretty ironic if the Bears would have traded away Khalil Mack to get a quarterback after trading for Khalil Mack and cost themselves a chance to pasture at a quarterback.
So Dak for Mack and a second-round pick. I know a lot of times people get worried. Well, if I have an NFL jersey and the player gets traded, what happens to that jersey? Well, luckily, if you guys go to that link that you see below, chatsports.com/jersey deal, you're going to get a nice little jersey here. And luckily with jersey insurance, if your favorite player is traded,
like Odell Beckham was,
like Odell Beckham Jr., you get a brand new one for free, and it's free shipping as well. You can get your favorite team, your favorite player, color rushes included. Rookie jerseys also available at the link that you see below, chatsports.com/jersey deal, and new jerseys. Now, even though not a big fan of the Atlanta Falcons,
the black works.
Oh.
The black one is fine. It's not the individual
this is straight
jersey
out of the movie Longest Yard.
It's not the full ensemble isn't great.
But
however,
if you need a new jersey,
I think the black jersey works for Atlanta.
Okay, Dirty Bird, do it. Christopher, Patrick Mahomes for Lamar Jackson.
Chiefs say no. Mahomes is better. Chiefs host Harrison Graham also wants to come in. That's not something that they would do.
The Chiefs,
they will not trade Mahomes. He's untouchable.
Ever.
Maybe one day, but right now.
All right, let's go to Jeremy. Sammy Watkins for Le'Veon Bell.
I will answer again on behalf of Harrison Graham. No, the Chiefs are not interested there. They don't need a running back. They have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'll also make note, thank you, Harrison, no trade clause for Sammy Watkins. You think he wants to go to the Jets? I don't think so. Now, look, I think it makes some sense from the Jets' perspective, but I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for the Chiefs' perspective.
Yeah. Next question coming in, I'm guessing Raheem Mostert and a third
that's gotta be
for
Raheem
Alvin Kamara. So, interesting idea.
Saints say no.
Yeah, I think Raheem Mostert is a fun player. I will continue to say that him and every running back that I've seen is a product of Kyle Shanahan's system.
The Saints are trying to win games right now. They're not going to downgrade at the position to get a third. That's not something that I think that they would choose to go. So Saints say no there, my friend.
I love this next name. Quackarilla, Rashad Penny, and a fourth to Chicago for a third-round pick.
Not much value actually going back to Seattle. Of the Bears trades we've seen so far today, this one kind of makes some sense. It's not that much value. If Rashad Penny was healthy, it'd be a different conversation. But they have Tariq Cohen. They have David Montgomery. I think the Bears would still say no. But value-wise, I think you're about right for Penny.
Let's go to Paul M. Julio Jones for Dante Pettis and a first.
Are the Falcons tanking all of a sudden? If so, they still probably say no.
Are they tanking? No, because at the end of the day, if Dan Quinn tanks, he's not going to have a job.
Dante Pettis does not carry much trade value, so a first and a sixth for Julio Jones? No, there's no way they do that one.
All right, Quackrilla again. Good question. What's KJ Wright's trade value?
This is a really good question. We don't see that many linebackers get traded. It's a little bit more of a lesser valued position. I think it's maybe a day 3 pick. He's only got 1 year left, so maybe it's a 5th round pick, somewhere in that range. I could see a scenario, though, in which Seattle explores a KJ Wright trade if Jordan Brooks impresses, and they make a youth movement with Jordan Brooks, Cody Barton, and Bobby Wagner, of course, still. So I think early-ish day 3 is about the right value for KJ Wright, given his contract, given he only has 1 year left on his deal.
So if you don't want the NBA show to take over, then subscribe now. So on Friday's show, NBA is, what was it?
Hater Jimmy had a ton of people live, more than we're having watching right now. He got more subs. The bosses here are talking about making Hater Jimmy and NBA the Wednesday feature. Taking NFL off it. Like, if you don't want that, then subscribe. Make sure that we let the bosses know we still want to be NFL focused right now. We'll still do NBA, of course, and we'll still do NFL. But if you want NFL to be the lead, got to subscribe, man.
I mean, Ian says BS. I had a Raiders show that is no longer allowed because Hater Jimmy got more production. So if you don't believe me, you can go back and look. I used to have a Raiders Friday show. That doesn't exist anymore. So please subscribe. Tom and I we'll still do NFL shows, but it could be less NFL shows, more NBA shows. I like doing my job, believe it or not. So please hit that subscribe button. Sam Z, a lot of orange on screen. Khalil Mack for 2 seconds.
Hey, Mitch, I got $10. Will you give me $2 for them? Who says no?
Would you? How about this? $10 for a $2 bill.
Also no.
Okay.
2 seconds for Khalil Mack's a horrible trade for Chicago.
And it costs them more to trade him. You have to remember that. All right, Naod, 2021 second rounder and 5th rounder for JuJu. Sounds like a lot like the Antonio Brown deal.
I think the value is
kind
of right, though.
For what, JuJu?
For JuJu. He's coming off a down year.
Sure.
I don't think he would truly get the Stephon Diggs deal. But if it's an earlier or a mid-second round pick, depending on which team it is, I think that value might end up being about right.
I think it makes sense for both.
Could make some sense.
I think it makes sense for both sides, though. I mean,
who's the other side? There's no other side mentioned.
I'm saying any side. If you were to tell me right now, I could get JuJu, who is a receiver who had 111 catches, over 1,400 yards. Sure, he had AB there in 2018. I would probably do that, and I would also do it if I was the Pittsburgh Steelers.